What's up? Welcome to One Beat Vlog. Today I want to share with you what this Bible, this exposition text, and this notebook have in common. Mentorship is a huge deal in the lives and ministry of parents, of youth workers, etc., etc. And all of these three books were given to me by someone who wanted to be intentional in mentoring me. For example, this Bible here that I have is a Bible that was my dad's. You can see it right there. It says Rick Walters. That's my dad. And that was a Bible he gave to me when I was getting ready to go off to college. My dad took a lot of time intentionally pouring into my life, teaching me spiritual truth, knowing what it really means to follow after God. I actually followed in his footsteps as a youth pastor. Then you've got this book. It's an exposition text with Steve Maltempe's name in it, and that was my youth pastor. And this last book, a guy in my church this past week came up to me and said, "Hey Jason, I don't know if I've told you this before, but I was a youth pastor for 10 years and I found this book and thought of you." And basically it says Institute and Basic Youth Conflicts. Basically what it's about is self-image and different things that youth are dealing with. But the fact of the matter is, all these people who gave me these things wanted to give me tools to be more effective in my ministry. My dad wanted to give me a Bible because it meant something to him and it meant something to me. Steve wanted to give me, he ended up giving me his whole entire youth ministry library when he changed positions because he knew I could use it. And the fact of the matter is that whether you're a parent or whether you're a youth pastor, you have a huge call to teach the younger generations. Parents, the thing that was most influential in my life was my mom and dad taking time to sit down with me and really explain what it looks like to be a Christian, to take me through the Word, to know practically what it looks like to live a life following after Christ. So you guys have so much more of an influence than I as a youth pastor or the youth pastors at your church can ever have on your students. You have way more time with them. You can be way more intentional with them in ways that we never could. We want to be there to supplement the knowledge that you're giving them, to add to that, and to help them maybe go deeper in an area that you might not know as much as. But we are not there to replace you as parents, because your guys' ministry to your kids is hugely important. I can't overstate that. Youth pastors, be pouring into your students, but I would also beg you older youth pastors watching this video to pour into the younger youth pastors that you know. I've been in ministry for about a year now. I'm 24 years old, and there is a lot for me to learn. And so when I get to go to lunch and sit down with a guy by the name of Joel Snyder, who's been in youth ministry for 2 decades, that's huge for me because I can learn a lot of things from a guy who's been doing it for a lot longer. I'm also so thankful for Glenn and Kathy, 2 of my youth leaders who have been doing youth ministry in this church for over 20 years. Youth pastors, pour into your students, impart wisdom to them, mentor them, but also be intentional about finding the youth pastors around you who are younger and less experienced and teaching them the things that you've learned through experience. That time when you forgot to get permission slips or whatever, when you left a kid at a bus stop or whatever your stories are, share those with us younger youth pastors. We are passionate, but sometimes we are just plain clueless. Guys, we have a huge responsibility, whether you're 24 like me or whether you're 55 and still in youth ministry. Whether you're a parent, a new parent, or an older parent. We have a huge responsibility to mentor the people around us. It's not just exclusive to, well, this is my one person, and this is the one person I'm going to pour into. There are a lot of people that you influence that you may not even realize it. So guys, please take it upon yourself. I can't tell you how much it meant to get this book from a guy in my church that hardly even knows me, other than the fact that I'm the youth pastor here, and say, I saw this, scrap it or use it, but this is something that I had when I was a youth pastor these notes were taken in the 70s. And he said, this is something that I had as a youth pastor that may be helpful to you. That meant a ton to me. Your influence could mean a ton to youth pastors or kids who are right there around you and you may not even know it. Our influence is huge. Use it. See you guys later. Peace.